So Gogeta just came out, and I thought it'd be imperative to make a guide for him, right? He's the hot topic. Everybody's gonna want to see what he can do. All right, let's jump right into it.
Fusion!
Let's talk about Gogeta's buttons. His 5L is 2 hits. It's pretty good, right? Cover pretty good distance, especially the second hit. His 2L is a low and it slides. However, depending on how far you slide, will obviously change the startup on it. At point blank, 11 frames, which is pretty good. And it goes pretty far, you know? It covers a good distance, right? His 2M covers a large gap, right? Look how far I am. I'm actually making contact. That's actually pretty good. But same principle. The further you are, the more startup. And his 5M is a lunging forward up kick. Oh, this button seems pretty good, right? And his 5H is a teleporting move, kind of like his 5M. This is basically along the lines of a fuck neutral button, if you will. And his 2H can be air dash before he hits the ground. So this would work really well with assist. And it's a pretty good anti-air, so it catches a pretty large margin of the screen if they're above you. Don't whiff this. You're definitely gonna suffer a fat punish if your opponent is on his game. If he sees you whiff this. Now let's talk about Gogeta's air normals. His JL seems not bad. Seems like it covers a decent range, right? Doesn't go too far, you know, but it does cover some distance. And his JM is a triple hitting overhead. This move is very active. And the fact that it does what Gotex's old JL did is incredibly strong for mix-ups. His JH is basically rocket kick. I don't recommend throwing this out in the neutral. It's a huge commitment and the reward is not worth it. High risk, low reward. His 2H is a dive kick. You don't really get much off of this if it hits. I mean, I guess if you want to throw off your opponent, right, you could throw it out. But I wouldn't recommend really using his H's too much in the neutral, as you don't get too much off of them. I mean, yeah, sure, his 5H causes a smash, but the risk is not worth the reward in that situation. The third hit of Gogeta's auto combo is an overhead. It's kind of slow. You could test your opponent's reactions with it. It also does cause a side switch as well. But if it's blocked, the cool thing about it being blocked is one, you go flying, right? He just keeps flipping, dude. Looking like Sonic out here. And just flipping out of here. But that's not all. You can actually air dash after the recovery. So if you have Kid Buu or something, you could do something like that. Experiment with your team. But it's definitely something cool that you can do with him. You know, some little cheesy mix-up. Do be careful though, because you can get too aged before that third hit makes contact. So don't do it too often. If you're playing someone really good, you probably shouldn't be doing it at all. But if you want to test the reactions, then go for it. Let's move on to Gogeta's specials. His 2, 3, 6 LM and H buttons are Rekka's. Well, the H version finishes by itself. You don't have to keep hitting the button. The L version is the only version without gaps that doesn't need bar. So the M version has gaps in it, but you can't get punished unless they level 3. They can't reflect it. Obviously they can spark, but there are gaps. So you want to do the L version unless you get the hit. Then do the M version or the H version. The second hit of his M Rekka can be air dashed once you're done recovering. So just keep that in mind. It's a tool if you use with assists that can help you mix your opponent up. The H version of Gogeta's Rekka causes a wall bounce and a side switch. So if you want to side switch at some point and you don't have the chance to do the auto combo for the side switch, that's definitely an option that you can do if you're in the air, as it's air okay, and still causes the wall bounce and the side switch. Gogeta's 214 L, M, and H buttons are great get off me tools. The L version is head invincible, right? The M version is completely invincible, and so is the H version. So if you need a panic move, that's definitely a panic move that you can throw out, but just be warned, if they block it, you're gonna get punished. If you vanish, you're still gonna get punished. But they're amazing get off me tools. The heavy version of Gogeta's VP is a side switch, but you can't follow up unless you obviously vanish or you spend the meter. Those are the only ways that you can follow up off of this. Gogeta's 236S is a multiplex after image, which positions him on 3 different parts of the screen, right? One on the ground, one mid-air behind him, and one completely above him. So if you just do it regularly, you'll get a straight horizontal beam on the ground, so a sliding knockdown. If you hold back, he does it in the air, same properties with a sliding knockdown. And if you hold up, then you do the Gallic gun going downward. Now, if you hold the button down in those same directions, he does a fake. And the best part about it is that you can air dash the ones in the air. So keep in mind that now if you apply an assist after a block string, you can air dash cancel and get a mix up. Gogeta's 214S is a command grab that goes full screen. But the further you are, the more startup it takes. The 25 in their face, once you full screen it's 32. So just remember that the closer you are the better it is. However, you can definitely test your opponent's reaction if you find yourself full screen. The only way you can combo off of it is if you burn a super, or if you burn a bar to vanish. You can sparking as well. Those are the only ways that I found. Maybe there's some assists out there that you can call, but if it's something slow, there's definitely no chance that it'll come out in time, just like Super Saiyan Goku. So experiment with your team, see if there's any way around it. If not, then you just have to use the conventional ways. Gogeta's command grab does use up one of your smashes. You're only left with the sliding knockdown smash, so if you do decide to sparking cancel the recovery, just keep in mind that you only have your sliding knockdown smash left. Don't forget that you can do all of Gogeta's specials in the air except for 214S. But the other specials, yeah, definitely, they are all air okay. So if you find somebody super dashing at you, just LDP them. Regular beams are just 5S and 2S. The reason this is so strong is that they're vanish cancelable. So if you whiff one, that's fine. Just vanish to make yourself safe if you have to. Not only that, but they also gels. I have Kid Buu to block the first hit only. He blocks the beam, vanish, gels. Blocks the Gallic gun, gels. That's incredible. Even his regular beam gels you. It is a very, very strong neutral tool. This man can cover large portions of the screen without a high commitment. That's incredible. One of the nice things about his Kamehameha and Gallic gun being an S move is that they're special cancelable. They can do stuff like that, right? If it hits or even if they block it. So this allows you to do combos like this. So you know, take it to the lab, see what you can figure out. There's a little bonus combo for you. Thanks to Gogeta's Rekka, you can always find yourself getting a sliding knockdown anywhere on the screen. If you want to slide knockdown, use his Rekka in the corner. That only works in the corner, by the way, so don't try to do any other Rekka except L mid-screen. This is a very strong tool to have if you've been watching Dragon Ball long enough. You always want to put your opponent in a sliding knockdown, even if they're not in that knockdown for very long. Thanks to Gogeta's MDP causing a wall bounce, he can solo snap. So you don't have to worry about spending the bar anymore. If you get the hit and you want to snap in the problem character, just do MDP, make sure you still have your smash left, and snap that asshole in and mix his shit up. When this character was first revealed, I was worried that his 5L was gonna get smoked during clashes, but actually, it's pretty good. Let me show you. So the second hit of it comes out at 9 frames, right? That's faster than most mediums in this game, most specials. Well, maybe all the specials. I'm not sure. I don't know every character's special frame data in this game. But do note that he will win most clashes. Obviously, you lose to level 3s and invincible moves. But on the other hand, if you find yourself clashing, you can just MDP. So Gogeta definitely has strong post-clash options that a lot of the cast does not. So work on it, acknowledge the situation, react accordingly. Gogeta has 5 supers in this game. He has 2 air OK supers, 3 ground OK supers, and then he has a super extension just like Bardock does. So if you do 236 LM and you hold one of the buttons, you get Stardust Breaker. Big Bang Kamehameha is also air OK. So if you find yourself in a situation where you have to do that over 236 LM, Definitely apply it. The only thing that sucks about it is that it doesn't bring your opponent to the ground. So one of your characters is to have a super like Kid Boo's that brings them from the air to the ground. Grounded 236 HS is Bang Bang Kamehameha, and then quarter circle back, either LM or HS, gives you his level 3. Now if you have 5 bars and you just keep holding down heavy, medium, light, doesn't matter what button you hold down, you will get the follow-up super for 2 extra bars. So this is definitely a strong tool to close out matches, and it's one of the best ways to punish a bad vanish. So if your opponent does something like this, and you just react with the level 3 to level 5, yeah, they're probably gonna be dead, or you're going to force them to burn their Sparky. So keep that in mind. You have one of the strongest post bad vanish punishes in this game. Or you could just LDP, like I said earlier. You have a lot of options that a lot of other characters don't. Way better than Reflect. The good thing about Gogeta's ultimate Z change super is that it's Big Bang Kamehameha. So you can definitely DHC into him off of a sliding knockdown if you need to get your other character out, because it's always going to hit them since it covers that whole portion of the screen. Unfortunately, it's not Stardust Breaker. I can see why they wouldn't make it that. They don't want you to get the double level 1. That's fine. If you end a combo with Rekka's mid-screen, the only super you can go into is 236 LM. You can't land in time and do any of the other supers, and make sure you're not too close to the corner because it will whiff, but if you're that close to the corner, finish with the M hit of Rekka. You can switch between the other Rekka buttons, LM or H, they're in the middle of one of the Rekkas you've already done. So keep that in mind, it's a nice little tip to know, and I'll show you what I mean by you can do it mid-screen. Even if you no longer have the smash, you can still get the super off. Speaking of reflect, I just want to point out that this motherfucker has one of the sickest reflect animations. Look at him! Look at him! This man walks into the club, smacks your girl's ass, and then just stares at you like this. What do you do? What do you do? He just smacks your significant other's ass and then just stares at you with this reflect. What do you do? Let me know what you do in the comments. I don't know what to do. This man Chad is fuck. He definitely a go-getter. Look at that. That is so alpha. Gogeta's assist causes a wall bounce when it hits, and it's about typical block stun, right? So the good thing about this is that when it hits, you get, plenty of time to confirm, right? You can confirm from anywhere if it hits, as long as you're on the ground, or even if you're coming from the air in some situations. 2, I noticed that it's basically base Goku plus Bardock's assist, which is pretty strong, right? It's one of these assists you get super dash and call, right? If it hits, you get a free confirm. If they block it, then you get a mix up. Basically, the nice things about the assist is that it's base Goku and Bardock's assist combined into one. You can Dragon Rush much later in combos since it gives a wall bounce. It's easy to convert off of if you get it to hit, right? There's more pros to this assist than cons. One of the cons to this assist, besides it being slow, is that it's 2Hable, right? Since you're airborne. So if, you're trying to apply pressure and you do it wrong, they can 2H your assist and maybe even 2H you, depending on what you were doing. All in all, I think Gogeta's assist is good. It's not an amazing assist, right? If it was faster, then it would be amazing. If it was as fast as Bardock's assist, that would make it incredible. But the fact that it has a lot of startup and you can 2H it and you can avoid it if you just throw it out in the neutral, it still makes it a good assist. It's not gonna catch you off guard or surprise you like Lariat will though. That's it for the beginner's guide. I will be releasing an advanced guide later. I hope you enjoy it. I hope this helps you develop Gogeta and gives you some things to work with. Alright, thanks for watching.